Urgent Dog Pound fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dog Pound news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Browns land franchise quarterback in NFL mock draft, but not the way you think. This would be wild. The Cleveland Browns own the second overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft, and no one knows for sure what they plan to do with that pick. It's been a popular assumption that due to the strong need they have at the quarterback position, that they'll take Shedder Sanders and let him be their next franchise signal caller. It's also been speculated that they'll take Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Another option could be for them to trade down from the second pick to wherever the team they're trading with is picking. There's a lot on the table for the Browns with the second pick in the draft. Lance Zierlein of NFL.com has something crazy happening in his latest mock draft, and it'd be something that would probably make Browns fans pretty dang happy. Zierlein not only has the Browns staying put at 2 and taking Carter, but he has them moving back into the first round and nabbing Sanders with the 24th pick. Browns select Shedder Sanders in mock draft, but not with second overall pick Zierlein. Has the Browns moving up from the 33rd pick, first pick, in the second round, to the 24th pick in a trade with the Vikings. He notes that this would be a smart move for both sides because it allows the Browns to capitalize on Sanders' fifth-year option, and the Vikings need more draft picks. Everybody wins, essentially, while this would be a huge move for the Browns. It's hard to see Sanders plummeting this far in the draft given the need other teams have at the position. If Cleveland passes on Sanders with the second pick, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Giants snatch him up with the very next selection, or for the Raiders, Jets, or Saints to take him when they're on the clock. It'd also be crazy for the Steelers, who are picking 21st, to move out of that spot when Sanders would hypothetically still be on the board. There's no way Sanders drops this far, but hey, creativity points given to Zierlein here for sure. Quarterbacks do drop in the draft, but with the strong need other teams have at the position, and Sanders at one point being considered a sure thing to go in the top 5, this just feels too crazy to happen. That being said, let's pretend things played out this way. The Browns would absolutely be praised for this move, as they'd have gotten Carter with their first selection and then made a move to get the second best quarterback in the draft. Win-win. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dog Pound news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Dak Prescott Browns trade rumor peddler doubles down on ridiculous claim. The Cleveland sports radio host who peddled the Dak Prescott to the Browns trade rumor has resurfaced, and he's doubling down on the claim everyone has refuted. The man who started the ridiculous rumor that the Dallas Cowboys and Cleveland Browns were working on a trade that would reshape the NFL landscape by trading Dak Prescott to the AFC North has emerged from his internet hiatus. After making the claim, which was refuted by every reputable outlet and reporter who covers the Cowboys and Browns for a living, the man named Bruce Drennan went into hiding. Now he has resurfaced, and he's doubling down on his claim that a pretty darn good source within the Browns organization has told him a deal is in the works. It's tough to go against pretty darn good sources, but when a player has a not-raid clause and enormous cap figure that the Browns couldn't take on with their current hit thanks to the wild Deshaun Watson deal, it becomes a lot easier. Still, Brennan wants you all to believe that his sources are legit. In his latest episode of Sources Trust Me, Bro, The Bruce Drennan Show, Bruce shared the latest on his developments. I stand by the statement that I laid out on you last week. This could come about, Drennan said, as transcribed by Awful Announcing. Dallas and Cleveland would make a deal. Cleveland would get Dak Prescott. Dallas would get Greg Newsome and the 33rd pick. That's the first pick in the second round. Now, if there's anything else involved in the deal, I don't know about that. I was not told that. I was not informed about anything else. There could be, for all I know. It's not the second overall pick in the draft. The Browns would keep that. You actually want people to believe the Cowboys would trade Dak Prescott without getting at least a first-round pick in return? Even in a hypothetical, illogical trade, trading Prescott for Greg Newsome and a second-round pick is insanity, so while Mr. Brennan wants to drum back up his little rumor, take everything with a grain of salt. As the great Almighty Oz once said, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Brown's rumors, Arch Manning's strategy debated by rival execs, The Browns have the option to select a quarterback with the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, but could the tank for Arch Manning instead? The Cleveland Browns are one of the most intriguing teams in the league as the 2025 NFL Draft approaches. Armed with the number 2 overall pick, the Browns have several holes on their roster that need to be filled, with the biggest among them being the quarterback position. While Cleveland could opt to select either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders with this pick, could they potentially wait for Arch Manning to declare for the 2026 NFL Draft and target him instead? To this point, the only move at quarterback that the Browns have made at quarterback this offseason saw them add Kenny Pickett in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, which is noteworthy since Deshaun Watson is expected to miss the entire 2025 campaign after he re-ruptured his Achilles back in January. Cleveland could target their quarterback of the future now, but if they don't like their options, it's possible they could tank for Manning and hope he makes the jump to the NFL in 2026. It's such a weak quarterback draft and free agency class at the position, one exec said. Is there a temptation to suck for Arch Manning? Not all are convinced the Browns will select a quarterback at number 2 in the draft. Are they drafting or tanking? Another exec asked. If you are tanking, then you would be down to 1 year left on Deshaun Watson. I'm sure they are like, hey, Joe Flacco got us to the playoffs and we can do whatever, Mike Sando of The Athletic wrote. Browns receive warning over potential Arch Manning strategy. Manning got his first real action in college last season with Texas football, completing 61 of his 90 pass attempts for 939 yards and 9 touchdowns, while also adding 108 yards and 4 touchdowns as a rusher. In concept, the idea to tank for Manning makes sense, but as one executive warned, there's no guarantee that they would land him if they were to tank for him. You are not guaranteed Arch Manning is going to come out, or that he will agree to go to Cleveland, so my guess is they draft a quarterback this year, one of the execs said. If you were tanking, I don't know why you would give Myles Garrett all that money, Sando wrote. As of right now, the Browns are being heavily linked to Penn State football defensive end Abdul Carter, so there's a chance they could pass on a quarterback this year and truly address the position in 2026. What Cleveland will end up doing remains a mystery, but if they don't end up drafting a quarterback, it's fair to wonder whether they are waiting until 2026 to target Manning or another passer. And now, Dog Pound fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dog Pound. I'll be back any moment with more Dog Pound news. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof.